This is just a video showing what I've done to put a 24 valve VP44 with the 47 RFE automatic transmission in my 1998 GMC 1500. It was originally a 5.7 4x4 truck. It's still 4x4 because I'm not a little bitch that puts two-wheel drive in. But kind of just a quick video. I've done this 2 years ago. Just getting back to it because I had an issue with the transmission, so bear with me. Memory is a little foggy, but it's kind of still there. Quick thing, factory Dodge intercooler, flipped upside down. Factory Dodge elbow, factory boots. This was actually on the passenger side. If you flip it upside down, it works on the driver's side. This is my old exhaust off of the Chevy. I believe it was 3-inch, maybe 3.5. I just cut the elbows off over the axle. Works perfect. Factory 98 cooler, rad. My transmission lines, I got those hoses made. I'll put it up on the hoist and show you. Battery, I turned it, I believe 90 degrees. I think it used to sit in here horizontally. Now we're going vertical. So what I've done there is just cut out the fender and just kind of built a box to hold it in there. And that's just my hold down clamp for it. So that works. It's out of the way. A lot of people have the batteries relocated somewhere else, I guess the battery. I want to keep it all under the hood. I don't want batteries under my frame. So 24 valve VP44 Dodge PCM. This is the Dodge wiring harness. All of the Chevy wiring is cut off at the firewall. I will get back to that later because I don't need most of it. The Dodge wiring harness. So what you want to do with your donor truck is you pull the wiring harness out from the computer. Google the pin, the plug. It will tell you exactly what every single wire does, and they're all labeled. Every single wire has a pin number. So I've gone through every single wire, pin 17, pin 16, pin 32. So a lot of the stuff I don't need right now, but I will need later. Like this one is OBD2. So I'm going to use that one for my scan tool later on. Right now, I don't need it. So everything I don't need, I have bundled up right there, so it's out of the way. This guy is a brake switch for my brake light. So I'll need that later, but it's just out of the way for now. Everything you need to run your engine, it depends if you have a VP44, if you put a P pump on. So for this application, this is what I need with the pump and the transmission. You need these 3 red wires. One's to run the pump, one's to fire the pump, and I believe the other one is to give it throttle response or throttle input. So you can fire it with one of them. Again, when you Google it, it'll tell you the pin numbers and what they do. I can't remember because I did it 2 years ago, like I said, so bear with me here. But the bread and butter anyways, 3 red wires, pin 31, pin 3, so pin 31, pin 3. This one, can we read that? That's the ignition wire anyways. I can't read it right now, but it's, pin 5, 3135. You need those for sure to run your pump. For sure you need these 3. This is ignition power. I have stars on everything that was critical to run it. So pin 28, what was that one, 5? Pin 5, 28, 5, 31, and 3. You need those for sure for this application. So I have those run into this fuse box. I got this fuse box from Greg's Distribution. Real nice. I have a continuous 2D solenoid run to my fuse box, and this is just going to be key off, key on power. Red wire off the battery. So when I give my key on power, it lights up my fuses. I have the corresponding fuse in with the wire. So this is a 20 amp fuse, 20 amp right there. Easy to do. So when I give this power, that's all gonna light up. So I have a aftermarket fuel pump on as well, or a lift pump, whatever you wanna call it, to help run it. This is my start wire off of my starter. Again, this is gonna go to the ignition. This is just for troubleshooting right now. So more or less, this is what you need to do to run this. These are for the engine, and this was for the transmission, I believe. And I am fuzzy on the transmission, so I'm not even gonna try to go into that right now. kind of what you need to know is just label your pins, and Google will tell you the ones you need, but for sure it's these 4 to run a VP44. P-pump, I think you just need like 1 or 2 red ones. Manual, obviously you need half the wires, that's why everybody does it. But it's a whole lot simpler than it looks. It's just a matter of getting it in there, and it actually fits pretty nice. And I'll show you how it looks. Don't mind that. Little door hole, and the box isn't bolted down, and the guy that painted it, you know, he did a pretty crappy job. Pretty crappy. These tires are 10 years old too. I bought them from my buddy. I think he owes me a little warranty on them. Like 10 years later, they don't hold air. Come on now. And of course, 4x4 drive shafts are hooked up. Just don't hit the roof. I think we're on the jacks. Yeah, we're good. Hopefully we don't get crushed under there, because that'll be a way to go. So this, I have a 6-inch BDS lift kit, so I think that's actually what helped me get this engine to fit in here. Because it has this drop bracket, and this drops it down, you know, a couple of inches, so that makes my oil pan fit. If you don't have this lift kit, you probably won't be able to get this engine in there. Since it's factory oil pan, nothing swapped, it all fits. I built my own engine mounts. I'm sure you can get aftermarket ones. So there's my engine mount. One's there, one's up there. Built it all. They're not super hard to do, it just takes time. Transmission, the cross member is the 98 Chevy cross member. Fits like factory. What I've done, I cut out the center of this and I put in the Dodge side rubber bushing, spacer, whatever you want to call it, into the Dodge transmission. So that wasn't too bad. It actually fits really nice. And once that's in there, you get your transfer case on. Nothing's in the way, it all fits. The drive lines angles are perfect. Fits perfect. Drive shaft, perfect. I got them built at a machine shop. I can't build drive shafts, so that's, I think it's $500 a drive shaft. It's worth it. They're on, they work. And this is my poor man's fast fuel pump. It's just a lift pump. I got my fuel line ran from the tank, so when I had the box off, pulled the top of the fuel pump out, and I ran my line from my tank to the pump, and then I have a return line. I believe I used, unless that's it. Yeah, that's my return line there. So yeah, like I said, I'm foggy. I can't remember everything I've done. Fuel in to the engine, fuel out of the engine. I don't have my shifter linkage hooked up. I got to do that still, but transmission cooler lines, I got these hoses made. I just measured it all out. I got a piece of rope, and I just put my rope up where I was going to run my cooler lines. So I got the 2 of them here off the transmission. And like I said, got them made. And I just ran them the length of the frame, or the length of the transmission and engine, and then up into the cooler. They're all P-clamped, everything's up there. It all fit really well. It actually went really nice. And now my transmission is stuck in gear after I dropped it off of the transmission jack when I was putting it in. So it fell from there down to here. No, 4 or 5 feet. So now we're stuck in gear, and I gotta pull the pan off and see if it's something quick, but I'm sure the transmission's coming back out. Other than that, it went pretty smoothly. I got to hook up my transfer case linkage, my shifter linkage, the Chevy side wiring, and ignition power for my start wire and my fuel pump, or my start wire and my fuse box power. And other than that, it's not that bad to do. Like I said, just go on Google, search the year, make, model of your donor truck. Go into that pin, that connector, cut it off, Label every single one of your pins, the number, what it does, and the fuse size for that pin, for that wire. And it'll save you 2 years later when you come back to it, you don't remember what you've done. And that's my Chevy. And the guy didn't even, I'll show you that. He didn't even sand it when he painted it, he just painted it. So that's all got to get redone again. Other than that, other than a terrible paint job, and it doesn't shift, and it's got 2 flat tires, and the box isn't on. It's coming along well. No real complaints there. It's working well. Hope that helped. If you have any other questions on what I've done, if I can be any other assistance, I doubt I can, but I might be able to help. Factory steering box, like I said, it's a 1500, so it'll work. I put a 12 valve in a car. This is actually my dad's P pump. It's going in this car. Everybody's worried about suspension and weight. Fucking send it, who cares? They'll work. She'll go. So best of luck to you. Happy swapping. Peace out.